It was a bright sunny day, the only one we had this week. Unfortunately, the bee was not available, so I had to do this solo. I brought a nuke box back with me, basically just to hold some empty frames. So it was time to take a peek at Cleo. We really had some questions about how she was doing as a queen. And it was a really lousy day when we did our original inspection, so here we are again. The day was a little cool and a little breezy, but it was sunny. I apologize for some of the camera work, but I just stuck it on a tripod and some of the stuff is out of frame, but bear with me. The bees weren't too jumpy. I was pretty happy about that. And I was even happier to see that the pollen cake that had barely been touched the last time we looked actually looked pretty eaten. The first step was to take the empty frames out that we had put in when we moved it over from a nuke, and that's why I brought the nuke box along, just to keep them out of the way. With those frames out of the hive, we could take a little bit of time and really inspect each of the 5 core frames that made up the hive. The first frame really was about the same as the last time we looked, which was full of honey, full of nectar. No real brood. But this would be normal for an outside frame. Bees tend to keep the nectar on the outside of the brood nest. All that glimmer is off of nectar. The second frame was more encouraging. In the midst of it, there were a lot of small larvae. So the queen obviously had been laying. That was promising. The other side even had some capped brood on it, which was even better. The first frame, which didn't really have any brood on it, we just put into the mule bar on the outside.
Come on, girl, you can make it.
There was one bee trying to sting me. I was hoping she would not lose her stinger. Bees die if they lose their stinger, but sometimes they can get loose without losing their stinger, and they live. The hive certainly had good population. The core frames were solid with bees. Again, some brood. Not a bad pattern, but definitely spots that were open. A good queen will normally lay a solid sheet of brood.
Life is quiet. They're a little bouncy because it's a cool day. I'm not hearing the roar that you would hear. I haven't spotted her yet. But I am seeing plenty of brood.
When a hive goes queenless, they tend to get very loud. This was not the case.
And plenty of queen cups.
Yes, queen cups.
These are normally swarm cells. They can also be superseeds. I'm not happy with her for some reason. Oh, she's in here somewhere. Yeah, girls.
I tried to keep the smoking a little light.
Don't lose a stinger over it. It's not worth it.
If you ever smoke them, they get quarrelsome.
The pollen cake's been chewed up.
Again, I apologize for being out of frame on these things. It was kind of hard to judge the position of the tripod.
Seem to think they're overcrowded. That might help them.
This process is known as checkerboarding.
There we go. These girls have found that I spilled some sugar water on the glove. It probably is either nectar, honey, or sugar water. Not sure where it came from, but they're busy licking it off.
When you checkerboard frames, you put blank frames in between densely packed frames. And the hope is the bees think they have more room.
I'm going to let Cleo be. Going to give her another pollen cake. Right back with a pollen cake.
So we'll come back next Wednesday probably, which is about 6 days from now, and see how she's doing. They may start destroying the queen cells, or they may have laden the queen cells and have them developing and ready to swarm. Never can tell with bees. But that's most of the fun.